Welcome back to Surviving with Celia. Today, our nation is through. I'm just fucking around. But today's guest is one of my friends. He lives in the same building as me. He's technically still an open micer, but you got your first book show. Mm-hmm. And give it up for Sam Groover.
Woo. Happy to be here. They told me this was Rogan.
No, I said I used Rogaine.
Looks like a casting couch.
As always, we have my host, co-host, Eric Biggs. Yay! And then behind the camera, we have JP Boo.
Let's go.
And we also have Mrs. Eric behind.
Live studio audience.
Yeah.
Hey.
She has her headphones in, which she should. We're not interesting. Well, JP's sex life is interesting because he's a dom.
Hey.
Can we talk about the low testosterone?
TRT, brother.
Yeah, he has low T.
TRT.
And he needs to inject it inside of himself so he can beat bitches down. Yeah.
Maybe needs a hobby.
So the podcast is called Surviving with Celia, and Sam has had to survive my drunken ass, but let's talk about some other things. Let's get to know you. You're from Georgia originally, right?
Yes, Augusta.
Home
of the Augusta National Golf Course and nothing else. Political corruption.
That's it.
That's basically it, yeah.
Fair.
James Brown.
You should have led with James Brown.
Yeah. Pretty cool. We have the same hobbies, cocaine and disappointing white women.
We both know you can't afford cocaine right now.
Or disappoint white women.
Hey. That you can afford.
Yeah. I do that for free.
Indeed. So, you moved to Austin to pursue comedy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I moved here in, I guess, end of May. But I just lived in a hotel for a few months, and then once I kind of decided, okay, well, I mean, I'm going to stay and stick this out and see what happens with it. That's when I moved into the complex over there in July.
Yeah.
It all kind of runs together, you know. Like, I feel like I've only been here for a few weeks, half the time, and then half the time I feel like I've been here for 5 years.
No, like, you know same for me. Like, same. It's all like I've been here for an eternity.
Yeah.
It's like
and
the time warp and
other
Rocky
times
Horror.
it's all like I just got here a week ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's weird.
I feel like it's the thing of whenever you're doing a lot of like comedy stuff, it's a lot of the same thing.
The repetition, yes.
So you're like,
there's a Groundhog Day effect.
Yeah, you're living the same life every day where you're like,
Yep.
oh yeah, I go out, I talk to these same like 7 people, I'm at a bar, like I go to 4 other ones, I go home, I go to bed, I get up, like
They're doing the same sad 5 minutes every
Yeah.
night. Yeah, exactly.
It's a little different for you though, because you have a life.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Allegedly.
Wow, all right. Way to flex on me.
No, like I don't have a life either. Like this dude, like he has a job, he has a lady.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Goddamn married man.
I did
these
not
days.
know. Yeah, I did not know the bourgeois were among us. That's sick, dude.
Over the course of this podcast, I've gotten married. Who would have thought?
Wow.
Well, I remember because you wouldn't drink beer because you were trying to lose weight so you'd be pretty on your wedding day.
Yeah, dude, I probably lost 5 pounds.
I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thought counts, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm about to do it again for Lent. Watch out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I remember one of my Lents, like, you're not Catholic, are you?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't cute enough.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but they kept me. All my molestation came from my family.
Hey.
But I was never molested because I know how to fight back. Check yourself. Just kidding.
So if you thought that's what this podcast was, watch out.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the backroom casting couch.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know.
Yes,
We did take casting couch photos one time in the other room.
That is very true. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought it'd be funny if we took all the beer cans and put them next to me after the podcast and made it look like I drank them all.
Yeah, make like a pyramid in the front in the middle of the table would be sick.
Yeah.
Or like a Jenga.
Just have like one sitting on my stomach. It's like. But you. Let's talk about shit you've had to survive.
Oh man.
Um,
Where do you want to start?
your first sexual experience.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, so I was homeschooled, which was not my first sexual experience.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That was a rough start.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I keep having people who've been molested on this.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard getting your grades up by fucking the teacher when it's your dad.
Yeah, well, a lot less school shootings though. If you think about it, I guess it's never too late.
Or a lot more, you know.
Yeah, it's never too late, you know. But no, so I was like the oldest of 7 kids. But it was like me, and then I had 4 sisters, which having 4 sisters in the house instantly changes the whole dynamic. Meaning, you know, I kind of had to find my own little niche and become. That's how I became super introverted, like I am now.
Where were you at in the lineup?
First.
Sorry. You said
First
that.
and worst, yeah.
Yeah. That is the worst though, because then there's 6 more kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were the practice child.
I was the practice child. I don't know.
Which
I was
normally
like
leads to you becoming the co-parent.
Well, no.
No?
It was more like I would say my sisters kind of all like it was a communal co-parenting of each one that would come along. I was kind of just like in the back with books. My parents would used to find me in the middle of the night, like they'd hear a crash, and there'd be like books piled all around me at like 4 or 5 years old that I had snatched off the shelves. But anyway, sexual encounter. So I went from this environment of being homeschooled and very religious to the Army. And I was technically homeless for a little while in between that. But anyway, in the Army, I was...
Wait, does that mean you dropped out or graduated?
I graduated. Long story short, I wanted to work and make some money and find a place of my own. My parents thought I should be going to college and becoming a preacher, which, you know, that wasn't going to be... Yeah, that was
real religious.
Yeah, very religious.
Yeah.
And that was apparently like grounds for cancellation. So I was basically like given Das Boot as an 18-year-old and with no skills or education. Yeah, it was pretty sick.
I am laughing at the thought of you being a preacher.
Oh, I know. Well, okay.
I think you'd be
we can
good
talk about
at
that
it.
real quick first.
Yeah.
That was okay. So I was kind of like a child preacher for a while, which was kind of funny, but it was like under duress. It was kind of like you have to do this.
Did
like
they put you in the televangelist suit?
no suit, but like button down, like the tie, the whole 9 yards. And I was like being taken out on the road with random like deacons and things like that to like learn the ways of the Lord or something, I guess. I don't know. Like my memory is pretty bad from the Army. A lot of concussions, but you know, it was basically like, you know, you have to study, you have to learn something about something.
Yeah.
But you have to like freestyle it. So I was like the B rabbit of child preachers. I had to like find something on my own, and it better be doctrinally sound, or you're gonna get your ears cuffed. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it was kind of like an escape room, but like full of like hymn books and, you know, organs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Very. Anyway, you know. I have pictures of it. It's like the first open mic I ever did, really. Pretty hard to get a laugh, but yeah. So anyway, my first sexual encounter was when I was 19. I was 20. I turned 20 in basic training. I got to Hawaii to my unit when I was 20. Never kissed a girl, never anything like that, nothing. Was taken by some people that were in my company there to a brothel. It was called the Pink Spa. It's since closed down, but it was on an episode of Hawaii Five-0. Yeah, I know. I would love to go back for old time's sake. Old time sake, actually. Yeah. It was Filipino, but they had a lot of, you know, they had like a full bar and everything. It was a nice place. Yeah.
As most brothels are.
Yeah, nice. You know, so basically I was kind of taken in there, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to pop your V card tonight," type thing. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." And they're like, "Oh, no, you're going to do it." And kind of got like...
You got bullied into losing your virginity?
Yeah, I guess I technically got assaulted into losing it, if you want to put it that way. Kind of being like, you know...
Like they punched you? It's like, get in there.
More of a drag than a punch, but kind of.
You will get your dick sucked.
Yeah, it was a weird way to... It was kind of like a gang BDSM type situation at first. But I was also so naive that I got a blowjob from the girl. They paid for it, and then I like tipped her at the end. And in the middle.
Gentlemen.
So, yeah, but I got a blowjob and thought that meant losing my virginity. Yeah. And so I went out and told them, "Yeah, I'm not a virgin anymore." And they're like, "Oh, it's fucking sick, dude," you know, blah, blah, blah. And
you do have herpes, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I liked it so much that I went back after we got back from Afghanistan, just for, you know, to reminisce.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when I properly lost my virginity at 21.
Went to Afghanistan before
I was 21 when I lost mine.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, I know. Can you imagine if I had died over there and just never? Imagine that, right? But technically, my first actual sexual experience was when I was like 6 or 7. I think I've talked about this on stage, but I really can't. I don't really have like a good bit for it yet. But I was like, it was accidental. It was like swim class. I kind of like leaned up against the side of the pool, and you know how they have that little pressurized thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my little wee was just like, oh.
That's cool.
Oh, that felt interesting. I'm going to do that again. And so from then on, like YMCA camp and everything, I was hell on the pool. They always wondered why this kid was probably like laying on the side of the thing. Like
They knew.
Oh, they knew, you know. And they say that like
they either knew or thought you were winded a lot.
Exactly.
But they knew.
Exactly. And then so it went from there to like I got into a long-term relationship with the shower head at my parents' house because they had like the jet, so it was kind of similar. It kind of felt like cheating on the pool. You know what I mean?
I love how your first masturbation experience is the way girls do it.
It was like hands-free.
Yeah.
He's coming the same way the fucking
it was like
16-year-old chicks
no, it's
do.
all like, I like how
Exactly.
this feels against my pussy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, my pussy was never wetter. So to
I
speak.
do have a friend he's from Oklahoma. I want to say his name's Ryan Green. No, it wasn't Ryan. It was either Ryan or the other guy, but like they came to Flagstaff for a show. But we were talking about masturbation, and he's all like, so how I used to masturbate is I did it like this, like I just rubbed my hand like this, like open-handed, like that. He's like, and then I closed my hand around it, and he's like, I thought I invented that shit. And I told my friend about it. It's all like, did you know if you masturbate like this, it's better than if you just do it like that? And I guess his friends made ruthless.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was picturing like a karate chop.
Yeah.
First, like
He's just slapping his
hit it till it bleeds.
a lot of
Yeah,
ball slapping.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I noticed a lot of people have trouble like remembering their childhoods and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually really common, like even as young as like 2, like for kids to like experiment and like grind on shit and stuff because it feels good. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's
for
technically
sure.
not masturbation, but like there's been a couple times I walked in on like a 4-year-old nephew like rubbing his dick on the corner of a couch.
Yeah.
And like just kind of going to town on it. And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I was pretending to be a cowboy and it feels good. And it's like,
a cowboy, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Being raised religious is there's a lot of sexual repression in religion, obviously.
Yeah.
Or they were just kind of like ignorant. Because like, I didn't know any better. I didn't even realize that it smelled when you jerked off. So like, I would be like in the back of the family van when I was like 10, just going to town, right? And then like, nobody would say anything. And so I would just like walk around the Thanksgiving or whatever, like with, you know.
With like the dick smell.
I guess so.
Yeah.
See, because like I've noticed like when I masturbate, people normally can't tell if like I don't take a shower afterwards and stuff. It's like, it's nothing. But I was thinking about that literally 2 days ago. It's all like, why is there a sex smell like when you have sex like with another person? Like I don't know if the musks mesh together. But like you can tell when somebody had sex in a room. You walk in a room, it's all like, it smells like sex in here.
Yeah.
Like, it's a specific smell.
Yeah.
It's, like, musky, but, like, damp.
Yeah.
Like,
Comforting.
yeah.
It's like after a rainstorm and everything feels like just nice and fresh and...
Reminds me of coming back from a war.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to this day, if I watch Black Hawk Down, I've got to go to the whorehouse afterwards.
He's like, find me a prostitute.
Brings back some memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. When I tell it on stage, it's kind of like, you know, half of the sexual encounters I've had in life are with prostitutes, but I'm not sure if it was like, it could have been the same Filipino. I'm really not sure.
Oh, shit.
There wasn't a whole lot of...
Yeah, we did lose track.
Yeah.
So, the sexual encounter when you got back from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Was it the same girl or was it a different girl?
Honestly, I don't know. The first time was so like weird. And the first time was so kind of like traumatic, if you want to call it that, that I didn't really know what was going on. And it was one of those places where they like bathe you afterwards.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It's
yeah.
aftercare.
And the best part was all of the guys that I was with, they were all off in their own rooms at the time as well. So I just walked my happy ass outside and I like sat and watched like the History Channel with the other prostitutes that were just out there chilling. And they were just feeding me beers like a motherfucker, Bud Lights. I drank like 10 Bud Lights while waiting on my buddies to finish up. They were all like married dudes who felt guilty about it, and none of them could actually come through to climax, so they all just wasted their money.
Happens to the best of us.
I guess so. I was drunk as shit by the time they come out. But the way that they found out I was a virgin, because it wasn't like I was advertising it, other than just my personality and general demeanor, but they had took me to one of these like go-go bar places. And like, oh, we're going to leave him here. Like, oh, go talk to that girl over there. She's pretty. Knowing it was one of those places that serves like oh, buy this girl a drink, and it's like a $50 drink where it's just some watered down like juice that you're buying her, but you're getting wasted. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, this girl actually doesn't, she's getting paid to do this.
Yeah, it's the whole point.
This drunk and sad, and she was talking about fantasy football.
Yeah, and you get a $200 bar tab.
It was wild, dude. Yeah, and then of course they come back and just laugh their ass off because, oh, look at this dipshit, and I'm like, that's fair. But I did have a really good fantasy team that year after the conversation that she and I had, so it worked out.
Wait, did she pick him?
Oh yeah, well, she was like a big fantasy football person, and I was like, that wasn't the fantasy I came here for, but okay, like, it's cool. Yeah, I've had a weird sexual life or lack thereof. Getting better every day.
What did you do in the Army?
Infantry.
Okay.
Yeah. I was primarily a 50 cal gunner but also driver. Everyone does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It just depended on the day and who was in the mood to do what.
Yeah.
Fun times though. Obviously, but yeah, that was 2010. I guess all this happened in 2010. Yeah,
that was years ago. Sorry.
It's scary how long ago it was now, because again, it just feels like it was just like yesterday. Like, it's crazy.
I was 11.
Wow, dude. You're younger than you look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm a rough 26.
26?
Yeah. So
man, my man.
It's not a good look.
Well, it works for you, man. You can only play the cards you're dealt, my friend. Trust me, I know. With these ears, I can't even do BDSM because, like, the collar, I can't get it down to my neck. Yeah, it's hopeless.
You gotta get the ones that snap afterwards.
Exactly. But it also means I'll never die in a hanging because they can't get the noose over it either. It checks out. I was trying to cut my hair the other day, and I was like trying to line up the back, which you can't really do without a mirror and a setup. And I was like, if I took like a belt and just positioned it just right, I could just cut below the belt line. Quickly realized it just wasn't gonna, I was like, well, if I'm already down there, I might as well go all the way.
People walking in on that's a weird
so
saying.
Funny,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so they come in, they
just
go,
a belt around your neck and a shaver. It's all like, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're like, is this the coolest thing we've ever walked in on, or the
worst?
Saddest?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. So I ended up just shaving it off instead, but whatever. It works. Yeah. All my exes are American history exes.
All right, since we were talking about your sex life and your virginity and shit, let me ask you this.
I'm still an Austin virgin, by the way, ladies. If anybody out there in TV land wants to help out.
Me and Juanita have offered so many times.
I know. Yeah, they like to hit on me. They like to hit on me at the same time from opposite ends, so we kind of like an offensive line in football. Picture like I'm a Hot Wheels car and two Marshmallow Peeps trying to climb into side windows.
It's like a reversed double stuffed Oreo. The double stuffing is on either side.
Yeah.
It's just a white little cracker.
Hold strong.
Hold fast. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of inflation, but this is ridiculous.
But yeah, when I hit on you, I'm joking.
Oh, I know.
But you could have Juanita.
Yeah.
She could be your queen.
Yeah.
She's a regular at Mothership now.
That's true. Yeah. She used to be a regular at Fathership, but then she transitioned. No, we love Juanita. She's my favorite.
I fucking love Juanita.
Besides Alexa.
Wanted to be on the episode.
And Shen. Max. But she's definitely in my top 3 trans comedians in Austin.
Yeah, same.
There's 2 of them.
Dude, there's like 6 of them.
More every day.
Yeah.
Depending on how things go, I might end up going that way myself. Yeah. Who knows? I think I'd be a cute girl.
Gotta get a spot somehow.
Hey, look.
Hold on, I'm trying to picture you as a woman.
I'm trying to picture you as one. Without mullet who could... She's got the Joe Dirt going on.
All right, well, I fucked 20 people since I moved to Austin, and you haven't fucked anybody, so...
No, none.
Yeah.
Hey, I've only...
And those people all fucked 2.
Yeah.
Well, 1.5.
I'm going to be 22, but I'm not counting the guys who didn't come and couldn't get it hard, but that's my fault.
You want to talk about sex? It's actually... I'm coming up on my anniversary, actually. March 7th, March 7th will be 6 years since the last time I had sex.
Jesus.
Yeah. No. Jesus is happy with me, actually. If anything, he's proud. It's not on purpose or anything.
Well, yeah,
lack of effort and lack of talent, my dude. What am I supposed to do? So I think it's ironic that South by is starting on the same, it's an easy way to remember it.
I kind of want it to be my mission before I go hitchhiking to get you laid.
I'm working on it. Not very well, but
I know.
I look for a girlfriend when I look for a job. Like if the Sydney Sweeney of jobs happened to walk by, I would definitely take it. But I don't know. It's I don't know. Like I say, I like to try to have sex at least once per administration.
There you go.
So the last time was the first Trump time, so I don't really have to get one this time around. I think this counts as like, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta make up for the one for Biden though.
Right. Well, yeah. Just like Biden, I forgot about it, so I fucked up. But during Obama was cool. Like the Obama was the prostitute one, so like I got some hope and they took my change.
If you fuck a trans chick now during and do it in memory of the Biden administration,
that's true.
That's probably a big honor to them.
That's true.
Oh my God.
Like a DEI hire for my dick. Yeah, make my penis great again.
Yeah.
You guys did remind me of something. So like back when I was homeless in Phoenix. It was still Flagstaff actually, but it was after Obama. Yeah, it was Flagstaff. It was after Obama had been elected for the second time. But this one guy was all like, "Hang in there, Obama," at a bar and shit. And like this group of white girls, they were like, "Oh, how dare you? He's changing the world, the nation, and shit." And then some other dude like just comes up. And he's like, "Hey, fuck you guys, and fuck you for disrespecting these women. I voted for Obama."
Good for him.
Yeah. And
cool,
he went home.
Found a booth.
What made me laugh is he said that, and this like new she had to be a freshman at NAU, Flagstaff Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff. But she saw that, and he's like, "Oh my God, he cares." And they ended up making out like right in the bar for a very long time.
Very
to
cool.
the point where we were trying to ignore it. But at the same time, like, good for this guy.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, he went home with her and her 3 roommates.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up meeting him like 4 months later. And I'm like, "Yeah, you were the guy who's like, I voted for Obama, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "And you went home with that girl?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How'd that go?" He's like, "It was my first 5-way."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Oh.
Damn.
Hell yeah, brother."
Wow. All you can do. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the last time I had sex, we got COVID the year after that. So the way I look at it, I'm just keeping you guys safe by not.
Yeah, for the love of God.
You feel me? I'm doing everybody a service.
It's going to be a nuclear apocalypse. This man has a threesome.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll happen. It'll happen. Thank you for your cervix or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
That's cute.
That's an easy one.
That would
Everyone says
actually
that
be
one.
a great shirt.
What, thank you for your service? I'm sure it is. Like veterans and all say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty common.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
too
go.
easy.
Make it and sell it to the military.
There you go.
But
Big sex episode.
Yeah.
Love that.
yeah, we did go heavy into the sex.
Yeah.
So what got you into comedy though?
All this sexual repression. Lots of all the trauma. I don't know. Like I got out of the Army and worked for Costco for 9 years. Shout out Costco. Love doing cocaine in the bathroom there.
I love bulk.
While working. Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of one of those things where like I had to kind of like develop being funny in the Army because coming from a weird background and not being very experienced in anything in life, I kind of had to be like the funny guy to fit in from the bullying. It was I wasn't any kind of like big or cool or tough or anything. So like I reverse jujitsu'd it and just became funny instead. And then at Costco, people kept telling me like, "Oh, you're doing the wrong thing. You're wasting your time here. You should be on stage somewhere trying to learn how to be funnier." And blah blah blah. And I finally just kind of listened to them. It kind of was like my brothers got into comedy. The 2 last kids in the family were my younger brothers.
Oh, okay.
They started watching comedy real heavy, and they're the ones that told me like you should like give this a try sometime. And there's no open mic scene or anything back home, and so I just kind of like took the shot, and here I am.
Where is back home?
Augusta. So yeah,
back
in Georgia, like I said, like the Masters golf tournament.
Yeah.
We got James Brown. I don't know. Hulk Hogan was born there. We don't claim him. Not
half the
anymore.
state does.
Yeah, half the state does. They have similar vocabularies. Yeah, but he was born there. Woodrow Wilson was born pretty close by.
Yeah.
We don't claim him either.
I like Woodrow Wilson. He read all of the books in his library. That's the only reason I like him.
Also, the whole getting into World War I was pretty cool. Like, Europe would have been drastically different without Woodrow, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They got the bar named after him down there, Little Woodrow's. No, it's not named after him.
Really?
I'm being smart ass, I think.
Yeah,
I assume.
I thought you
spread that rumor.
My thing is, like, I trust you and I believe you, but at the same time, like, for the longest time, Flagstaff, Arizona. And my thing was, it's like, when somebody tells you something's a fact, it's like, why would they lie? But a lot of people just make shit up and talk out of their ass.
Oh yeah, my ex told me she loved me all the time.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, that went sad.
Hey.
This is
Comedy.
sadder than the dude who got molested.
Yeah,
You know?
comedy. I'm
Shout
probably
out
the
to Dave
saddest kid
Borowski.
who never. I'm probably the saddest kid who never got molested. To be honest with you, like that was the one punch card I needed to get a free chicken sandwich.
Wait. I've never been molested. Do you think you're sadder than me?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
You're one of the few people
I hide
I'm
it.
like,
I
I'll
just
give
hide
that
it.
to.
I just hide it very well.
And here on Surviving with Celia, how sad are you?
Hey,
How
what's the deal with being sad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you
Surviving
ever been
sadness.
so
Celia.
bad that you tweezed a heart shape into your pubis?
Don't bring Bill into this. Come on.
I don't think so, but that's interesting.
No. One time I was like sad and bored and like I was trying not to cut. So I grabbed tweezers and I just tweezed the shape of a heart, like just ripping out my pubic hair very painfully. Like it was violent.
Did it turn out nice though?
It did turn out nice.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
And then I wasn't planning on getting laid, but then I let one of my derelict friends stay with me. This is back when I had my own place.
Yeah.
And I was a part-time weed dealer. But I went to the casino. I came back. I had won like $5,000 and I brought him food back and stuff. But like we were just friends at the time and he was a beautiful man. He looked like Ashton Kutcher.
Very nice.
But like he's like, hey, can I watch cartoons with you? Because he knows I like to fall asleep to cartoons. I was like, yeah, sure. So he comes and sits on my couch. Next thing I know, we're fucking. His dick was massive. It hurt.
She went from a weed dealer to a bush salesman, am I right?
It hurt, but I liked it. But also the other thing was, that's how I learned that men really don't give a fuck. Because I went to the casino after a depressive episode, and I'm gonna live with you. I hadn't showered in like 3 weeks, and then I had the heart-shaped pube thing.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you were like literally a heart-shaped box.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it. Great
But yeah,
song.
one thing led to another, and then next thing I know, I'm riding his dick. And yeah, it was nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm getting like some deep Celia lore today that I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Well, not that deep.
This is
but,
the second time. Yeah, now it's pretty deep down there. Though one of my favorite moments is like one of the guys I talked about that I had fucked before, I fucked another dude who I'm not proud of. I'm really not. Like, I'm ashamed. And also, I yelled at that dude. He's like, why'd you have sex with me if you didn't like me? And I'm like, I didn't fuck you because I liked you. I fucked you because I hate myself. And yeah, that was a good time.
It was a great time. Just a good hate fuck between friends. What you gonna do?
You know what? Hate sex is underrated.
It is.
You don't have to like somebody to sleep with them. I want that to be perfectly clear.
There you go, ladies. They don't have to like me to sleep with me. It's, you
And
just
we
heard it from
condone that here at Celia's podcast.
Yeah. Just get consent.
Yeah, get consent.
Highly recommended.
So, how long you been in Austin?
I've been in Austin. What is it? Let me do it the old-fashioned way. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. This would be the 10th month, I guess, technically, when it's over with. So 9.5 months or whatever.
We'll just say a year. That's
yeah,
a year.
you know.
Okay.
You don't mean always exaggerate the length.
Yeah, you might as well.
And also, I don't know if I've been here for 2 years or 3 years now. I honestly don't know.
I'm assuming that the chair you always sit in at Shakespeare's has rings in it like a tree, and we can probably figure it out somehow with scientific aging.
Okay,
But you
first
have
of
to cut
all,
it in
fuck
half
you.
first.
You know that chair broke.
That chair's been getting cut in half slowly over the
No,
course
the
of
original
time, dude.
chair broke, and you know that bitch.
That's right. We had a military funeral for it. I brought a folded-up Lone Star flag.
It was actually a police funeral. There was bagpipes. Like,
We played taps.
Yeah.
That's sick.
There was gunshots. It wasn't related.
It was a
just
police funeral. It
Austin.
was like the beginning of The Departed. Yeah. It was
God,
sick.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
So good.
It's actually one of my favorites. RPG.
It's actually one of my favorites.
I love that
It's
movie.
like, I normally have that on my birthday rotation when I don't do anything for my birthday. I'll just have like a movie marathon by myself, or I'll invite people.
Yeah.
I do remember one year I did a Rocky marathon, and like only 2 friends came over, and then we went to the bar after, but like everybody's like, yeah, we're not watching Rocky.
Yeah.
And I'm
After
like, you're
3,
free to
it
live.
gets rough.
Okay, I liked 3, 4 sucked, so I normally
Yeah.
skip 4.
Yeah.
But like Rocky Balboa is one of my favorite.
Rocky Balboa, the Star Wars character we deserved but never got.
Yeah.
Not the hero
Could have
you
been
want.
Boba
Yeah.
Tea, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's the closest thing to a marathon Celia is ever going to run.
Yeah.
No, shit, me too, though. Trust me. 5K is way more than I want to do. Most of my friends only have 3.
Well, there's going to be a lot of
That's a
walking
thing,
with the
Chris.
hitchhiking. Watch me come back to Austin in 3 months and be skinny.
True.
I'm not going to be skinny, but like, I imagine this will slim down a little bit.
If Celia has abs,
They're under here.
this place
She
is going
technically
to be
does
wild.
have them.
True,
They are there.
true.
I do, but like it's under like 8 inches of flab.
Hey, 6.5.
Hey, no, don't put on airs. Yeah.
Don't be mean to yourself.
Yes.
I'm not being mean to myself. I'm describing myself accurately. If somebody has a ruler, I think we can prove that I'm right. No, but I did get in an argument like last week with this Australian bitch I was giving a tarot reading. She was super sweet, but I'm like, I'm fat as shit. I don't care. And she's like, hey, don't talk about yourself that way, all right, love? Don't talk about yourself that way.
Come on, love.
And I'm like, you mean accurately? Which is what I always say when,
Yeah.
because it's always white women who get mad. And it's like, no, you're not fat. You're beautiful. I'm like, I didn't say I wasn't. I just thought I was fat, bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got a...
Now you're being the dick.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I've got a cute face and nice tits. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My eyes are pretty and I have long eyelashes.
She be hustling on that tarot now. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not in action.
Oh,
she did a reading for me, too.
I haven't gotten an action. I say I'm afraid the demons will come get me if I get
It was
too
interesting. It was very interesting.
I have my cards with me.
Yeah, she did me a reading, and the middle card that represents like my present state of affairs was like the lovers or something.
Yeah, courting
watch
the
out.
lovers, yeah.
And she was drunk, and she was instantly like, "Me more." So I put down a Uno reverse card and got the fuck out of there.
You know that was the card that meant the most to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like normally it's normally about relationships, but it
first
also
one.
like applies to other shit. So it could be like career relationships or other shit.
Yeah.
The first card was something like the broke asshole card or something like my past. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I have a cousin that's gonna be getting married in New Orleans, and she's hired a like tarot reader to like be
That is
at
a
the
huge
wedding.
turnout.
And I was like, all right, this could be
Find out when you're gonna get divorced.
This could end poorly.
Yeah,
if
that's
they're
interesting.
like,
She just like it's like this is my day and all of you are gonna have a bad day.
yeah, despair is in your future.
A lot of tarot cards, like yesterday was cool because like I had a lot of good readings for people. I'm like, thank God. But I don't like reading for comics, musicians, like any entertainer really, because it's normally depressing as shit.
It's like, hey, you will die soon.
Yeah, half of them get like temperance and the devil card, which is like, yeah, you're going too hard and you're partying too much and you're not taking care of yourself.
I kind of went into it a little bit skeptical, a lot skeptical. But I was like, well, since she wasn't getting that much business that night, I figured if I got one, it would look like she was active and people would be thinking, oh shit, we gotta get in this action too. And I was like, oh shit. This
But
is
it fucked you up, didn't it?
oddly prescient to my career. Yeah, it was weird. It was interesting.
Yeah.
You know, what's next, Zodiac? I don't know. I'm a Cancer.
He's gonna start believing in moon phases before too much longer.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Get
I
this
don't
man
know.
a crystal.
I know, exactly. I've been burning sage. I think that's her name.
No, shit, what was I gonna say?
I love
forget.
Bucked Ups, by the way. They don't sponsor me, but they should.
Yeah, also, you could have told me you didn't want to drink alcohol and we would have bought you an energy drink.
Oh, it's fine.
We bought the next guest an energy drink.
Well, you know,
Dun, dun, dun.
I guess I'll just, I'll earn it. Maybe on my second appearance one day.
Yeah. You're getting paid in experience.
Exactly. I'll be, we'll do this again in 5 years. I'm like, yeah, it's been 11 years since I got laid, guys. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sick? Isn't that fucking cool?
You should get the fucking
there has been
fire
world
haircut.
peace.
But it has been world peace ever since, dude.
So, like, let the rest of your hair
They
grow
just
out.
elected Trump for the 8th time.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
But let the rest of your hair grow out, but do the friar tuck thing, like just shave a circle in the back.
Yeah.
And just wear all black, like roby shit.
Friar tuck, more like friar can't get fucked. I would make a really good monk, honestly, except for, only in the not having sex part.
Well,
I'd suck
friars
everything
can
else.
actually have sex still. It's priests who can't have sex.
Oh.
I learned that from Van Helsing.
I'm sure that's a very accurate movie when it comes to religiosity.
It's probably not.
Wasn't that Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen it.
He's still hot as shit.
Hugh Jackman? Yeah. Great singer, too. I never knew that about him.
No, he's great.
I only know him from X-Men.
Dude, I love The Greatest Showman. And
Great movie.
He actually did a one-man show where he did a lot of singing, too.
Yeah.
And he did Les Mis, so that
And
was pretty cool.
It wasn't Kathleen Madigan. It was that other bitch who got in trouble. What the fuck was her name? She got in trouble for having a severed head of Trump. Catherine.
Shit.
It's Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, she talked about it and she's like, I went there for Wolverine, and then Wolverine was singing and it dried my pussy up. Like she said something to that effect. Or
That's fair.
But like
I think that would get me wet, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Especially if you had the claws out while doing it.
If you're handsome and can sing, you beautiful angel, come over here.
And he has the whole six-pack. And did you guys watch Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah. I have not seen it yet.
So, like, when they're holding hands and, like, Hugh Jackman doesn't have a shirt on and he just has his, like, six-pack and his cum gutters.
Yeah.
But, like, Ryan Reynolds, he, like, kind of, like, looks. He's like...
Yeah.
And they're playing, like, a prayer by Madonna while they're holding hands.
Yeah.
Cum gutters, is that like the cut, like the V thing?
Yeah, the V thing.
Okay.
Those are cum gutters.
I've never heard it called that before.
Never?
No.
Oh, damn.
I used to have them, but I never had a reason to call them that.
You used to have cum gutters?
Yeah.
Damn.
I will again at the rate I'm going. You just starve to death slowly over the course of...
I'm surprised you don't, because this motherfucker walks like 6 hours a day.
But I was a fat sack of shit when I moved out here, though. I was, seriously. I could prove it. If I had the pictures on me, I don't have them.
I'll look at them later, but like honestly, you do look the same to me. No. But I never thought you looked fat either. So
like, I was fat by my standard. It wasn't like actually fat. It was just like, oh, you know.
You only borrow the fatness. I was born in it.
Oh, I could see my feet.
By it.
I could see my feet until I was almost a man. Yeah, makes sense.
I had folds long before.
Great movie, that. What a lovely voice. Great movie.
Dude, I love that movie so much. Dude, I'm just a huge Batman slut. Yeah. But, what are other things you've had to survive throughout your life?
Oh, man. I feel like my whole life has just been a boring survival story, like slow-paced survival. I've always been good at being bad at things, so I've kind of gotten in my own way a lot. But like after the Army, I went through addiction for a long time, like, you know, heavy drinker.
The Costco bulk packs, dude, they'll get you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
they used to have those KS Light beers that were like $10 for 40 beers.
Yeah. 40
it tasted like alcoholic soap, but you could drink them all day. But I don't know. I just kind of went through a lot when it comes to that. Just dumb shit. I got attacked by a pit bull one time. That was fun.
I did too.
Yeah, I hate, he bit the back of my leg. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't like a survival story per se, but I don't know. I survived a pretty bad traffic accident. That was actually kind of how I got homeless in a sense. So after I left my parents' house, I was working with a friend of mine. We were like welding and shit like that. And then the very first weekend that I moved out of the home, I got into a bad collision. I slammed to the back of an SUV. And because I was in like a low riding car, it was like that was up here. I kind of like smashed into the back of it like that. And like destroyed my car, barely dinged his, because I was in like a little Grand Am, like a little Pontiac.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of the ones that had like it had the little sunroof on it.
Oh, yeah.
But the sunroof was closed, but I wasn't buckled in, so I like went up and smashed my head off the sunroof and knocked myself out.
Jesus.
That was fun. Cave 2. So then I had no car, so I had no way to get to any work or anything like that. I was kind of just like at the mercy of, I was working with my buddy all over the Southeast. He was welding, so I would just do all the side work for that, painting after the welds, all that kind of shit.
You were like the hand.
Yeah, I was like the bar back of the welding scene. And then from there, like his dad sold his stake in the company, so there was no more work. So I had nowhere, I was staying at their house, but I had nowhere to stay at that point. Because like, well, if he's not working, get him out of here.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up kind of in the woods for a little bit. And then I couch surfed for a while and shit like that. And then from there is how I got into the Army. So I was like in the woods, kind of like a little lean-to out on Fort Gordon back home. Okay. It's a cyber base. They do all the satellite type shit out there. I would like talk to the recruiter. I called him from like the gas station, from like a payphone. And he would like pick me up, take me on base, take me to the gym, shower, MREs, give me some PT clothes to wear, that kind of stuff. Until I found a place to couch surf. And from there I kind of couch surfed until they were ready to take me to basic.
Gotcha.
And the rest is kind of history. It's kind of like I don't really think about that any of those times very often. I kind of feel like you get hit in the head often enough in your life because I got in like it's kind of like my memory, my long-term memory is kind of fucked up. Like me, my short-term memory is very, very good, and I try to stay like locked in all the time, day to day. But if I try to like think back and reminisce a lot, I'm really not very good at it.
Yeah.
To this day, like my siblings will bring up stuff from the childhood, and you remember this, you remember that, this book or that movie, and I'm like, not really. Like,
so I'm like that. Like I'm the opposite.
You remember it all.
And part of the reason that I started drinking more and more, it's like, I'm going to forget my shitty childhood.
Yeah.
And my shitty life. Nope.
Yeah.
I just forgot how to spell. And all the cool shit I learned from books and like Mass history.
Are you good at math? I'm terrible at it.
I'm decent at it. Like, I'm okay. Like, I went to pre-calc, like, pretty easily. Like, the thing is, I love math because, like, there's rules and order to it. So as long as you learn all the rules and follow it. So, like, there was a time where I was very math heavy because I'm like, okay, fuck yeah. This is reason. This is logic. This is consistent. This isn't my mom fucking another stranger.
That's interesting that you put it like that. You were kind of like seeking out the order you didn't find in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And then for me, it didn't appeal to me because my life was so rigid and ordered in that religiosity sense that a little bit of chaos actually made me feel like, it was like escapism almost.
Do you struggle with that with the Army, though? I say the fact that you like grew up very like strict.
Not really. It kind of was like it felt like, familiar in a way.
It was like pre-training.
Yeah, I kind of knew what to. I kind of got used to order. Like I sucked at it. I mean, I was like when I went into the Army, I was the same height that I am now, but I weighed 140 pounds.
Yeah.
I was a little stick figure. I couldn't do a single push-up when I got to basic training. Not one. Dead ass. The drill sergeants got mad at me, understandably so.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like trial by fire. And by the time I left basic training, I could do 2. No, I'm kidding. But like,
it was 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. But no. So like, it was like just culture shock after culture shock after culture shock. Like I never drank as a kid. Never had any like the high school hijinks or any of that stuff to lean back on. So a lot of my kind of like learning how to be like a regular person was kind of just trial and error. And really it still is to this day, honestly. Like there's a lot of random little things about being a normal human that I don't necessarily understand or relate to. Yeah. But I just think it makes me like unique in a way. I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable, I guess. Yeah. And like learning and figuring my way out through shit. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like a little eel. I just slip into whatever crack will hold me for the time being and just kind of find my way through. It's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely helped me develop like humor kind of became like a coping mechanism. So trying to learn how to use it as a tool now instead of a coping mechanism has actually been very interesting because as opposed to just like reacting to, oh, I'm getting bullied, or I'm getting whatever, I'm having to like make a joke to escape that situation and cut the tension. Yeah. Now it's kind of like learning how to, time things out, modulate my vocal range, do all this kind of stuff that makes it more effective and something that can actually be a, business model or a career going forward. Hopefully one day we'll see. Trying to survive the open mic scene is tough, but hey, what you gonna do? That's depressing, or it can be. It's interesting.
How long have you been doing comedy?
Well, like I said, I've been here for like 9 months, I guess, and I've done comedy for 6 months out of those. I kind of like watched for about a month, and then I kind of like took a couple months off because I got depressed, and I've been kind of hitting.
I don't know why I thought you did it longer, probably because like when I do pay attention to your sets, they're really good.
Well, I guess I'm just a quick study. I don't know. Like I literally had never been to a comedy show before I came out here. Like I mean, I obviously watched it online and watched other people's shit like that, but. As far as like doing it myself or seeing it done, there were no open mics back home. Or there were a couple open mics, but they were like, guys that looked like us playing Wonderwall type shit. Like nothing.
Yeah, it's the like bar scene stuff.
Yeah, the only, bar scene stuff and nobody. And it's just like the same 20 people that know each other and they just want to play songs for each other every week.
See, but I thrive in that kind of environment. Like I'm uncomfortable in like fancy comedy clubs and shit. Mm-hmm. But if you put me in a dive bar, I normally do well.
Yeah. It was more like just that there's no... I think the one guy who did try to start a comedy thing in Augusta kind of like it went belly up because like nobody would show up or sign up for it. I don't know. I don't know when or if.
That could have been his time to just work on his hour every time and just like have the 5 like supportive family members and 2 coworkers.
Exactly.
It's all like, I don't want to go, but he's my ride to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Exactly. I guess it comes down to like if I didn't think that I would be able to learn how to be good enough at it to do well, then I wouldn't have come out here in the first place, type of thing. Like, you have to be a little bit delusional to pursue art, I think, but not an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference there.
Yeah. There's a lot of idiots, Johnny.
There's a lot of idiots. There's a few.
It is, and like...
Too many.
Yeah.
This is how I, like, equate, like, moving to Austin, like, compared to a lot of the Austin comics. Like, now, like, Austin's kind of the new LA, but, like, basically LA and Austin, every idiot with a tank of gas will move there. Mm-hmm. It's all, like... But, like... There was at least 20 people my first week I moved here that are like, yeah, no, I've never done comedy, but I watch JRE, Joe Rogan Experience, all the time. And I'm a Kill Tony fan. But I've never done comedy, but they're going to see me across the street and realize I have something and adopt me and make me famous.
Yeah, exactly. I think that people,
And that's insane to me. Like, I came here, like, for a week, and I'm like, shit, I think I have to move here. But as soon as I said that, I'm like, fuck, I have to start all over again.
Yeah.
You did it for how long before that, though? I mean, a while.
At least, yes, 7 years.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be 9 years in May. Damn.
Time flies. You're almost to your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
It'll be.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Kill Tony and JRE and everything is massive for the scene here. And, you know, I think that people kind of treat it. The way I look at it is like that's like going to like the home run derby or something. If you're in a baseball analogy, like you're there to show how hard you can hit the ball and how well. But if you weren't going to batting practice every day for spring training, all that stuff, you're not going to hit it very well, and you're not going to look good on the you know.
Yeah. Oh, and then that's the other thing
I go
too.
sign up, but I'm doing other shit too.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I tell this to comics all the time. Like, open mics are like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like working on your reps, practicing shit, working on it, and I'll tell that to the audience too when I'm hosting, because it's like, hey, they're working on shit right now.
Yeah.
You don't pay $50 to watch LeBron James work out before the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like an actual book show is different. So like if it's a book show, I get stressed out, especially if I'm booking it. If I'm not booking it, I don't care, especially if they paid me already. But yeah, like I'll get drunk at an open mic. Who hasn't gotten drunk before working out?
Yeah, I have. I used to do cocaine before going to the gym. I called it the pre-workout of the 80s.
Was that effective? That didn't fuck with your heart or anything?
It probably did. One time I did a couple lines and then took like a double scoop of my actual pre-workout and turned out in my apartment complex, and then my heart went boom like that, you know. I was like, oh fuck, it's the big one, Ethel. I'm coming or whatever. Like, not literally. And I like panicked and went backwards to an ATM line at a bank. And just like got out of my truck and was just like shakily smoking a cigarette, like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Who should I call? And it eventually slowed down. I went to the gym reeking of Camel Blues and had a great workout. So there's a lesson there, maybe.
Camel Blue in a while.
They're great. I mean, I kind of miss smoking, not really for like the cigarettes themselves, but just the ritual of it all. I used to like time out my drive to work by it's a 3-cigarette commute type thing. Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, there's stuff like time out my breaks because like
so expensive,
especially downtown.
Well,
yeah, downtown especially.
Downtown, yeah.
But like when I lived in Arizona, I don't think there's any Native American reservations in Texas.
I think they got them all,
Yeah.
But in Arizona, there's like 4 or 6 of them. I forget which.
Put them all, yeah.
But when you go to the reservation, there's less tax on it and shit. So, like, normally it'd be $120 for a carton of American Spirit Blacks, but then it's $60 at the reservation.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, whenever my family, because my family has gambling problems, I do too. But it's like, can we get there early during the day so we can stop at the smoke shop or the smoker's outpost? And then I'd buy a carton of whatever. Like, if I got, like, the Marlboro Black 100s.
Ooh. Classics.
Yeah. That'd be, like, a $35 carton.
Well, wow.
Yeah, 35 or 40, 50, something like that. But it's cheaper on the reservation when you buy them there. Because, I forget the rules and shit. Versus, like, $10.99 a pack.
Yeah.
We do have one Indian reservation in Texas. The Kickahos.
Oh, yeah, my favorite tribe.
Is that a real thing, or are you fucking with me?
No, he's fucking with you.
Okay.
It's like the Slapaho tribe. You've heard that one.
No.
No? Well, you need to get out more.
Yeah. I'm from Arizona. Fuck you. We have real Native Americans. Oh, it was funny.
We had them. We had the Cherokee. You've heard of the Trail of Tears.
Yeah. I have.
Trailing right the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comics in the world. His name is Wolf Brown, but I was bored the other day. And by bored, I mean somebody smoked me out. And I messaged him and like, yatahe. That's how you say like hello in a lot of different Native languages. Or it's like, how's it going? Or how are you? Like, it's similar to that, but it means something else. I forget the exact translation. But I messaged him the other day, and I'm like, yo, yata gay.
Hey.
And I'm like, you see what I did there? And I'm like, please don't unfriend me.
Yata
And he
gay.
just started laughing. It's like, how do gay Native Americans say hi? And I'm like, he's like, yata gay. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I love Wolf. He's hilarious.
Wolf Brown.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool name, though. Sounds like an Indiana Jones villain or something.
And he's like me-sized. And like, there was this like chair. We were at a show together.
Was.
But no, it's still there. And I'm like, yo, Wolf, you want to test this chair's strength? And he sat down on it, and I sat down on it, and it fit both of us, but like our legs were touching, and it's like, it doesn't sound creaky at all. And it's like, I want to see what this chair can do. And we were trying to get other fat people to join us and sit on the chair with us. It's like, sit on mine and Wolf's lap. Do it. And they're like, no. And I'm like, dude, we'll have somebody record. If it falls apart, we're going to be internet famous. And he's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm embarrassed and ashamed. And I'm like, if you don't own your fatness, you better start losing weight, you piece of shit.
Weight is funny though, because like, Celia sees me every day and she's like, oh, you look the same to me. But then like people who don't see me but a couple times a month, they're like, oh, you've lost so much weight, dude. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm dwindling away rapidly.
Yeah.
I eat weird. I eat like I'm in jail. Top ramen, peanut butter sandwiches.
That reminds me, I need to buy ramen. Shit, I'm broke again. Now I'll be fine.
That's fucking breakfast of champions right there. You get some ramen and some like Doritos and shit, and mix it up with some tuna. You're good to go.
Well, I'm mad because like somebody took my Tupperware that I put my ramen in, so the rats don't eat it. Yeah, you know what? That's too sad. Let's talk about more of you. I don't
have rats in my apartment. I'm just stating that for the record.
Yeah, and we live in the same building.
Yeah, my roommates are neat freaks. The one guy goes around
Granted, my room is gross, but the common areas are always very clean, and that's because of me. But the fucking roaches, gnats, and rats. I used to shoot them with my gel blaster that I got from Kill Tony.
We live above a bar, so there's going to be, it's nasty down there regardless. They're going to come upstairs at some point. If you go out into the laundry room, you see like rats the size of like this can, at least. But
I'd get like some like peanuts and put them on the lid and then put it there. And then I'd prop my phone against a beer can with a light. And I'd just be sitting on the couch looking down the scope. And I'm like, come on, you sons of bitches. It didn't kill them, but it sent a message.
Yeah.
I'm actually a really good shot with that. I'm a good shot with a regular rifle too, but like with a handgun, I suck. Like there's just something about my hands that are weak. But like if I can brace a rifle against it, like the recoil as soon as I shoot, my hand immediately like,
oh shit. I never really shot pistols much. Growing up, we weren't like hunters or fishers or anything like that. Like everyone else I knew did it, but it kind of never really appealed to me anyway. And then in the Army, it was kind of like, you carried your rifle everywhere, but like pistols were for officers and, mortarmen and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, infantry don't carry a pistol. Or whatever,
Well, if you're using a pistol in actual war, things are going bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Things have gone very
poorly. Things have gone very south. You might as well break out the bayonet next.
Yeah,
checks out. I mean, war is not really like people think it is anyway when it comes to that. Like, for most people now, some of my boys got into some deep shit up north and whatnot, but like, it's mostly just mortars, IEDs, randomized shit. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like the Jeopardy Daily Double round of like, danger, because you just don't know what's going to happen and it just comes out of nowhere.
Also, I forgot, what does the IED stand for again?
Improvised explosive device.
Okay.
Basically anything that you can wire up to go boom when you want it to.
Okay. Yeah. Like I forgot that and it was driving me nuts yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's similar to IUD, which is the birth control
that I have. It is similar to an IUD, I suppose. Oh. They both killed a lot of American kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a joke where it's like, I don't go on a lot of second dates because the first dates are usually talking about IUDs and DUIs. At least when you're in Austin, most of the women have both.
Yeah.
It's proven pretty accurate.
Nice.
Or I'm just dyslexic, maybe can't tell the difference. I don't know. I've had a DUI, not an IUD, but I got it on Halloween. I guess I survived that,
Wait, you got an IUD on Halloween?
Yeah, no, I got DUI.
It's implanted right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just one so far. Knock on wood. Now I can't afford gas and alcohol on the same day, so I think I'm safe.
Yeah.
I get it. So I know we have about 5 minutes left. Do you have any shows coming up soon?
Nothing crazy, nothing booked that I know of, no. Still working on it. Letterman called me, but I was like, dude, I don't have time.
Fucking assholes.
What's your Instagram, buddy?
Oh, Gruber Sam. First name and last name just in reverse. Although that's not my actual first name. It's my middle name, which I go by.
Which I found out. Dude, the number of people that, like, when people told me their name, I take that at face value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I find out that it's a stage name or a fake name, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Well, I'll just say it because, it's whatever. So like Thurmond is my first name. It's in Old English. It means Thor's protection, which is pretty cool, but he's not even my favorite Avenger. You know, but like that was also like a family name. So like I'm Thurmond Samuel Gruber the third. So my grandpa was like, you know, Mr. Thurmond. That sounds like an old, you know, an old farmer name. It was, you know, it suited him. And then my dad was always Sammy, and then I've always just been Samuel to the family. And then when I got older, and you know, it was easier to just say Sam, and I just kind of became.
Samuel is very biblical.
Yeah, it's very biblical. That's what it was named after. Yeah, asked of God.
Like Samson and Delilah, or a different
No,
Sam?
no. There was a prophet named Samuel. It was something about, I don't remember exactly what it was. Something like his mom couldn't have kids, and so she asked God to give her a child, and she gave him one, and Samuel meant asked of God.
That's like half the stories in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And now it's like all the women ask God for me to get the fuck out. You know, it checks out. I don't know. It's all good. But yeah, so like, you know, Thurmond Gruber does sound kind of cool, but also kind of like,
It does. I like it because it sounds nighty, and I told you that the first time we found out.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like
that sounds like a Game of Thrones character. It's like Sir
it does,
Thurmond.
right? Well, Lord Thurmond of Plantation
It's like Lord
Gruber.
Thurmond.
Yeah, it checks
Come
out.
forth and pledge your allegiance and bend the knee.
Exactly, making the 8 or whatever they called it. I love Game of Thrones, but yeah. So I don't. So I've never really gone by that ever. I mean, whenever someone uses it. Also, in the army, you just go by your last name. So it was just Gruber. I never really been like being called Sam is kind of like weird to me now. I'm actually
Which is the name of a Muppet.
Yes, I'm not even good at saying people's first names like in conversation with them. I hardly ever do. Like I
do like that you say my first name correctly.
I think that using your name correctly is kind of like the cart problem. Like people, if you put the cart back, even though you don't need to, you're a good person. Yeah. I think like saying someone's name properly shows regard and respect for who they are as a human being. So to me, if they're corrected on it, if they say Celia and you say, oh, it's Celia, and then the second time, if they don't say it the correct way that time, like, oh, they weren't paying attention.
After the second time, but to be fair, we deal with a lot of drunks and people tripping on acid or whatever.
We do.
Yeah.
But
even so, I'm
normally I only really correct people if I don't fucking like them. Because I'll have a lot of people call me Celia. I like Carrie because she stands up for me and she's like, her name is fucking Celia. She'll yell it when they come. Yeah. It's like, welcome to the stage, Celia Contreras. Her name's Celia, you stupid pun. All right.
Give it up for Carrie.
Eric, do you have any shows coming out?
When's this coming out? You said
in a couple days, it's gonna be in.
Yeah, probably April.
Oh yeah, April.
Yeah, so thanks for anyone who came out for the March show in Golden, Colorado. We're hopefully going to be doing some more road dates with the Dad Bod Comedy Tour. You can find all that on my Instagram, though. Eric Biggs Comedy. Of course, check out the podcast Birthday Boys that's on the same network that produces this podcast. But check out the Instagram. I'll have anything I'm doing out on the road on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, follow Birthday Boys. Without them, I wouldn't have a podcast because I don't know how to do this shit. But, all right. So, that is everything.
Awesome.
Thank you for being on the episode.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Now I'm going to go take a fat piss.